Hello, I am Nathan Capidro, and today we will be talking about, do Europeans have total control over the world's most popular sport? So, to start off, what is a stereotype? Stereotype can be defined as a widely held but fixed and oversimplified image or idea of a particular type of person or thing. Stereotypes are something that can be explicitly said by someone or implicitly believed by someone in their own mind. Many people believe in stereotypes without actually realizing they are thinking or acting in a certain way that reinforce these stereotypes. So, how are stereotypes used? Stereotypes can be used in different ways, and the meaning behind these stereotypes can be intended to be either positive or negative. Regardless of the intentions behind stereotyping a group or individual, stereotyping is a dangerous habit that is more serious than some may believe. Stating something such as all Asians are good at math may sound like a positive statement, yet generalizing whole groups of individuals doesn't allow us to truly understand the people individually that make up the group itself. So, what can stereotyping lead to? Stereotyping can lead to and also be a result of prejudice beliefs that an individual may hold. Prejudice is known as a preconceived opinion that is not based on actual reason or actual experience. Stereotypes are able to truly expose some individuals' prejudices towards certain groups or individuals when looking closer at the true meaning about what is being said. Some people may say a stereotype lightly without thinking about what they are truly saying, which can expose potential biases that they may have. If you hear or say something enough times that you may not originally believe, you will begin to believe it over time gradually, which can lead to this bias. Bias can be defined as a prejudice in favor of or against one thing, person, or group compared with another, usually in a way that is considered to be unfair. So, where can stereotyping be found? Stereotyping can be found in many different places and can be used by any group or individual, and any group or individual can be targeted by stereotyping. One very common place stereotyping can be found is in the world of sports. Stereotyping is used in sport very often on the basis of race, weight and height, and nationality. One very common stereotype that we will be discussing today is the common belief that only Europeans are good at soccer. So, why do we see predominantly European soccer players? The majority of the greatest soccer teams on earth are comprised of European soccer players. Understanding this phenomena is something complex, and we need to search deeper to see why this is the case. Many believe that since most of the best soccer teams on earth are comprised of European athletes, this must mean that Europeans are the most gifted nationality when it comes to their ability of the game of soccer. However, this is just not the case. How other nationalities are disadvantaged? One big reason that most of the world's greatest soccer teams tend to be European is because other nationalities are not given the same opportunity as the European players are. Just because the current best teams have European players doesn't mean that Europeans are naturally better at soccer. Rather, this just purely shows that Europeans are more privileged when it comes to their skills being showcased to the world, while other nationalities are not given the same spotlight. So, apartheid laws in South Africa. Institutional discrimination is a big reason why some nationalities are unable to receive the recognition that they deserve. In South Africa, there were laws known as apartheid laws that we used to discriminate against the citizens of South Africa. These laws prevented many athletes from being able to compete in the sport of soccer on a national level like the European soccer teams do. According to a trusted journal, apartheid laws meant that many of these South Africans could not play with or against each other in their country of birth. Clubs, leagues, soccer associations, and stadiums were strictly segregated along racial lines in line with the rest of South African society. South Africans are underrepresented in national soccer recognition overall because discriminatory laws prevent them from being able to create teams and play together. So, some qualified national soccer teams that are not European. There have been many national teams that are not European that have seen great success on the national level in the sport of soccer. According to a Bleacher Report article, there are many non-European soccer teams that are in contention to win a title in the Champions League. One non-European team that had historic success in the Champions League is the Boca Juniors. The Boca Juniors are a soccer team from Argentina, and they are one of the most successful teams in the world with 47 titles. Another big soccer club from Brazil known as Santos is among one of the world's greatest soccer clubs as they are non-European, and they are non-European. 90 Minutes provides that the team is famous around the world for being the home of the ever superhuman Pele, and more recently the starting point for Neymar. Pele is one of the world's greatest known and Googled athletes, and he is from Brazil, which is clear evidence to show that there are individuals and teams from all around the world that are able to compete at the highest level, not just European athletes. So, wrapping things up, in order to understand why the world's current best soccer teams are comprised of primarily European athletes, we must look into institutional discrimination that doesn't allow opportunities to certain nationalities. Even with these institutional discriminatory practices, there are still many non-European countries that are considered the best of the best on a national level. The stereotype that only Europeans are good at soccer is one that is not only false, but it can expose many of the institutional issues that many individuals have to deal with across the world.